time now. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Cosmic Corsairs. It's me, Opti. I'm in the logo. But I'm glad that you're here. The variants are taking a 4-episode break, and during that 4 episodes, the Cosmic Corsairs are filling that hole not only in the universe, but in our hearts. Our GM for this is going to be Orion Senshi. I'm going to give it off to him, and then I'm going to get out of here so you don't have to look at my face or hear my voice anymore, but I will be with you in the chat. So please welcome Ori, please welcome the Cosmic Corsairs. I love you. I love that you're here. Thanks. Peace out.
Hey everybody, it is me, Orion Senshi. Welcome to the first episode of the Cosmic Corsairs. Now I know thus far you guys have been entertained with all kinds of heroes and exciting adventures, but what we bring you today is a unique story that takes place far away and in the stars. And in this story, you have not shining bright paladins, paragons of good and justice. Today, what we have are pirates, vagabonds, villains, criminals, thieves, outlaws, scallywags, call them what you will. And we're going to go around and give each one of these outlaws a chance to introduce themselves and their character, and then we get on this adventure where you watch as they get dragged into this great situation where they have to save all of existence. Are you ready? Let's go. All right, so we're starting with Zeph.
Okay. Hi, yes, I'm Zeph. I'll be playing the Robo-Arachnid Legs. General Thief, General Sneak. I don't have a whole lot going on out of the game. And yeah, that's me.
Okay, so next up, we have Max with Dr.
Hi, I'm Max. I'll be playing Dr. Whitaker, who is a scientist and the ship's surgeon. I have a sidekick whose name is Gauza, and pretty much he and I are an inseparable team. When our powers combine, we become a powerful melee tank specialist called Tank.
Yes, and he is going to be a very powerful member of the team. Next up, we have our Cassie, who's going to be, what's the name on that squawk?
Spack. I am Spack. I am an alien from another dimension. I decided to try, the slow pace of this material plane. I move very fast. Faster than people can see or realize, and I am the ship's pilot and demolitions expert. Or at least demolitions putting on things really fast without anybody realizing they're about to explode.
Well, we're glad that we have that in some expert hands. And next, we have Mac playing Echo.
Hi guys, I'm Mac. I am playing 3CHO or Echo. She is a prototype android who is able to mimic skills. If she sees someone doing something, she can do it just as well. Can learn any skill in under a minute and perform it perfectly. So she's kind of a good all-around member of the team, a good jack of all trades, if you will.
Or maybe she's a Mac of all trades. So moving
Oh, man.
moving right along, we've got Sarah playing Eden, our real life.
I am. I am Eden. I am typically the communications officer. I speak a number of languages. It's probably the only reason why I got the job. And I'm kind of a jack of all trades as well, because I can morph into different things.
But she is not a Mac of all trades.
Correct.
Very important to make that distinction.
Exactly. Not a Mac of all trades. That's me. Real life human.
All right, so now that you've gotten a chance to be introduced to all of the cast members, we are going to get right into it. So, space, the final frontier. Except it's been explored, it's been mapped, it's been defined, because we're way out there. Now, on the bridge of the space battleship Brave Star, this elite team of the Cosmic Corsairs sits in their assigned roles as they go to fulfill a mission request from the Elegant Goose to help with defending a space station. First off, Cassie, for SPAC, can you give me a technology check?
I can. Is it a tech check or is it a piloting check?
Technology check.
Excellent.
Also, I want to make sure that I remind everyone that if you guys defeat the stream boss, you can give a hero point to any of the cast or me, or you can introduce a complication, but that is subject to me giving approval on that. So please feel free to participate in that. I look forward to everybody being a part of the adventure.
I rolled very low on my tech check. I got a 12.
Okay, so you're able to maintain control of your stuff. There's just a lot of blipping lights. Your innate ability to move super fast and all of your skills that you have in piloting vehicles means that you just are great at flying and you're getting to your destination, but nothing's really popping out to you right now as far as sensors or anything seem like there's anything wrong with your vehicle. And your heading seems like it's going just fine.
It's very boring.
Yes. Now, sitting in the captain's chair is an old man, and he leans forward with his big coat and he says, "Well, you are my Cosmic Corsairs. You are each chosen for the fact that you're the best of the best, to lead us into a new age of piracy. And I want to thank our robot, 3CHO, for getting us this contract."
You're very welcome.
So what are we doing again?
We are going to defend the space station as per a request.
Per request or per contract?
It was per
contract.
Good.
We got half of the money up front because of the great negotiation skills. The team of 3CHO and Eden.
Please, call me Echo. It is much easier to say, I believe.
You see the old man who's currently taking a sip from his flask as he's weaving around a little bit. Yes. Echo. 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 So anything you guys want to do along this trip as far as interaction or things you want to be doing as you're en route, you have a little bit of time before you get to the staging ground for the defense.
Excellent.
Have we made a sensor sweep of the area before arriving? Is anybody doing anything around here?
There's nothing to do.
I mean, there's nothing to do. There's always something to do.
I mean, look at this. There's no... Look, it's on autopilot. I don't even have to touch anything. Boop. There. I did something.
I would like to take an examination of the sensors and try to do a sensor sweep of the area that we're heading into. Just because I realize she's bored.
SPAC is bored.
SPAC
Don't
is
assume
bored.
my gender. Gender is a construct of this stupid plane of existence.
So, Dr. Whitaker, give me a technology check.
I will go over to Gauza and pop open his back panel and start playing with his sensors. Let's see, I think it's this button.
All right.
As he walks over,
There we go.
sorry, I'm still getting used to push and talk. As he walks over to his partner, you see him tap the back of the homunculus, and its back opens with a sickening noise, and he starts fiddling around with the buttons. And as he does, he manages to interface with the system scanners of the ship, and it looks like you got a technology check of 26. So he's able to detect the elegant goose that is currently at the staging area already, and through your examination, you see that off to what is from your direction, your right direction, you see a large asteroid belt that is currently circling a gas giant.
Well, it looks like the station is there as well as the elegant goose, but I don't see any hostiles. That's good, right? Because we're not supposed to be fighting hostiles. We're supposed to be defending the ship, right? Something?
Yes.
What was the job again?
The old man is still drinking from his flask. We're on patrol. There was some threats to attack this location. They're doing some kind of research. But
Do you happen to know what they're doing research on?
I didn't ask. I started to ask, and then they offered if I wanted half the payment first, and I stopped asking questions.
Well, perhaps that might have been helpful in knowing what kind of threats to expect. However, if there are no hostiles currently in this area, that's probably for the better.
In theory, at least.
Whoa, you just turned up out
If
of nowhere.
nothing else, it means that we've arrived before they have.
Or they're good at hiding.
Like you.
Details.
Well, if you'd like, I could just take a quick moment and make a phone call. I've got a number of contacts in the scientific community that could probably help us understand a bit more. If you think it's important there, Echo.
I do. It would certainly be helpful. In my opinion, it never hurts to have additional information.
All right, Dr. Whitaker has the contacts advantage, which allows me to make an investigation roll. My contacts is in scientific community. Imagine that. So glad I'm getting to use this.
Yes.
So I'm gonna do that. Second investigation, which
Okay, give me that roll.
let me remember how to find my character sheet. Oh, there it is. There it is. Did that work?
Yes, you got a 35. You blew that way out of the water.
All right. So Whitaker is still standing at the back panel of Gauza, and he's leaned in a little bit and begins punching some buttons. Doot, 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 doot. And then Gauza gets irate and begins smacking his hands and grunting. I'm just making the phone call. He responds back. All right, fine. You push your own buttons. I'm just trying to make this go faster. There's a ringing sound, and then Dr. Whitaker will put his head into the back of Gauza and begin talking to someone. All that can be heard is the mumbling.
Okay.
While Gauza looks around at everyone else at the realization that an elderly man has his head up his backside. I'm wearing Gauza as a small party hat as I walk around the room like it would be a cell phone on my ear.
So you guys see this blue alien this blue individual walking around with a fleshy techno homunculus on his head as he is currently making a phone call, and his arms are currently flailing and he is grunting angrily.
I'll never get used to that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone should ever. I don't think it's good to be used to that.
Can he even see where he's going? Somebody should probably stop him from walking right into the one of the
captain
I
is
would hope
currently...
that Gauza can.
Let's just see how it plays out.
At this point, the captain says, "Oh no!" And then he says, "My flask is empty."
Let me get that for you, sir. I pull out a bottle from underneath the cabinet and gingerly refill his flask for him.
Thank you, Eden.
Of course.
Always the good stuff. Takes a sip. Did you actually put alcohol or did you put water?
Half and half. I got the bottle of whenever he's getting a little whoo-hoo. Water it down a bit.
Okay.
It's to spread it longer in case we run out of money.
I mean, at this point...
Alright, so, the communication array starts beeping, and you see that there is a call coming in, but before we answer that, we're going to get to Dr. Whitaker. Who were you calling with your investigation check in the scientific community?
I'm assuming that since we're going into an area where there'd be research going on, I, myself, my character would have an understanding of what research might pertain to this area. Maybe it's about the gas giants. Maybe it's about something in the asteroid belt. Maybe there's some sort of economical, political, whatever. Who knows? But I'm assuming that I would have an idea of where to start my investigation. And then I'd just start making some phone calls out to colleagues of mine that still talk to me.
Okay, so over this time when you're making these phone calls, you manage to get in touch with a Dreth scientist that you've communicated with in the past. And this person tells you that that this location is doing some research in energy and turning energy waves into solid matter. So turning like photon waves into actual solid matter of different kinds.
Okay.
Quite interesting.
And it's currently extremely top secret. And
I thank him graciously for being helpful and let me know that I let him know that if he ever needs anything, I'm with a new company and we are an acquisitions company. And that I can always help him acquisition things.
He informs you that he might need your help on something. He'll be in touch because he does have a piece of equipment that he's having trouble acquiring. The current owner does not seem to be as open to negotiation as he would like.
That is our specialty, and then I'll let him go. I will pull Gauza off my head and put the little guy down. Zip up his back, pat him on the head. Well, I have some rather good news. I have reached in contact with some of my associates, and apparently the research that they're doing is on hard light, which is basically light that turns into an object thing, if that makes any sense. I won't go into the details.
It's very interesting research.
Coming from you, everything makes sense.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Is he still drinking?
As I shake my head.
When is he not?
The captain looks at his thesis. I don't know. I think I might be drunk because this doesn't taste the same.
Let's be honest. If he wasn't drinking, we'd have to test for life signs.
I give a nod and wearily ignore the fact that I don't actually want to be doing my job for doing my job on the captain, since he is the one who pays us. Well, now that we know what experiment they're doing, I don't really see that as too much of a problem. But I do understand that the technology is rather advanced. In most cases, So I figured that's probably what we should be expecting is somebody coming to hijack it. I.e. pirates coming to pirate us. Pirate them, not us.
I mean, it does sound like useful technology.
That it would be. You could make anything out of light. Anything from a door jam to a big old plate of cornbread.
What's cornbread?
It's bread made of... Never mind.
I don't believe that light can be made into a consumable object. It probably wouldn't hold much nutritional value.
Why would you even eat light?
It's been my understanding that the good things in life don't have nutritional value.
At this point, the captain points and says, "See? The robot spider. The robot spider knows what it is talking about."
Right.
And then the captain gets up and he says, "Well, on this ship, the Brave Star, each of you on this bridge are my cosmic Corsairs, my chosen heroes,
Oh boy, here he goes.
my legendary defenders. And I leave the bridge in your hands as I go retire to my room to enjoy the fruits of my lifetime of hard labor."
I assure you, we will do a very capable job.
Should someone make sure he actually gets there this time?
I got that handle. Gauza, can you make sure the captain gets back to his quarters? His quarters?
Last time he got stuck in the engine bay.
Well, that was because he was drunk and wandering around, but we'll be a little bit more cautious with our captain this time.
Yeah, I think he slept comfortably there.
The captain starts hobbling towards the door as he just starts swings. 1,000 blasters of ions on the wall. 1,000 blasters of ions. Take one down, shoot it around. 99 blasters of ions on the wall.
All right, I'm going to walk up behind him with my med
every
kit.
time he sings it.
Every time.
Every time.
I'm going to walk up behind him with my med kit, and I'm going to administer some sleepy stuff. And then I'm going to get Gauza to take him to his room.
Are you
There's some
judging
sleepy
the captain?
Don't judge me.
He's the doctor.
I'm the doctor. This is my job.
And as you administer your sleepy stuff with your treatment check, he goes down. He goes straight down.
Oh, I try to catch him. No, I'm not going to break my back.
Gauza catches him.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Gauza hobbles like the little gremlin he is, with the captain thrown over his shoulder, passed out. But even unconscious, the captain has his flask in a death grip. Like, it will not leave his hand. And you notice a very unusual thing whenever Gauza flings him over his shoulder, even unconscious. The captain's hand and arm instantly rotates to make sure the flask stays right side up at all times.
It's rather impressive how he manages to do that every time.
Indeed.
It's his superpower.
Everybody gets one.
Oh.
So the
Just
captain...
love the peace and quiet now. Just listening to nothing.
Yeah?
Are you bored yet?
I am. As I tap like 2 of my arms onto the thing, just, oh my god.
Maybe you should check the sensors again.
You know,
See if anything unusual has appeared on the radar.
I suppose that's something to keep us occupied.
You could pilot us through an asteroid belt. I know you like
could.
doing that.
I mean, there's one right over there.
Would you like to change the heading and take it off of autopilot and try to give me a vehicle check to do some crazy stunts through the asteroid field?
Yeah. now that I don't have somebody telling me what to do, I'll do what I want.
Uh-oh.
All right, give me a vehicle
I
check.
believe that remaining in orbit of the station would be a more advantageous position.
Let's see.
Seems we're gonna try to
I
ambush
say
the
as
asteroids.
Stack
It was
blatantly ignores me.
I got a 33.
Okay, so Spec, you nailed it. Whatever you were trying to do, you blew it out of the water. You have super speed, super senses, and you have been training in piloting anything that can be piloted for longer than most people have been alive. So tell me, describe to all of us what amazing and outstanding thing you succeed in doing.
Okay, so I hear Echo in the background say maybe we should just do, and then I just thrust it out of autopilot into high gear. Boom! Upside down twisting turn, straight in, full speed towards the asteroid belt, and be like, you guys better buckle up. Yeah, so we're go. I think we'll do some loop-de-loops and some slaloms, and maybe see if I can make the doctor puke, because it's really funny.
I immediately buckle my seatbelt.
When he loses his cookies. So I'm having a blast. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, when should we stop this? And I was like, a little bit longer. And giggling and cackling with reckless abandon and super dexterous and awesome. And then once I get through the asteroid belt or the asteroid field, then I will slow down and then just kind of mosey my way back through. Be like, oh, look at that one. Look at that one. Wow, let's go check that one out. And so you've now been you're being piloted by an alien with ADD right now.
All right, so
making our way back to
I'm very thankful that I do not have an organic body.
while Spac is doing that, I want everyone else to give me a acrobatics check.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Here goes nothing. Oh, whew.
Acrobatics, real quick. What modifier do I add to that?
That uses agility.
I thought so. Okay.
All right, so everyone who got below a 10, so that is going to be Eden and Dr. Whitaker.
Dr. Whitaker made a 10 and Gauza made a 12. I just,
Sorry
for
about
whatever
that.
reason, it doesn't pump it out as the different characters. It just says that I'm making the acrobatics check. I will fix that though.
Okay, no problem. So Eden is the only one who got below a 10. So give me a toughness check.
$21.
Ooh, look at you.
Okay, so as Spac is rattling the ship around and it's zipping around and doing cartwheels, going at extremely unsafe speeds, everybody else grabs on and they hang on tight or they buckle in. But because Eden was up walking around and looking at different screens and things throughout the bridge, having just refilled the captain's drink, Eden was not able to strap down fast enough and got rattled around, but she, because of her advanced training and her reinforced body and just a whole lot of luck on her part, is able to avoid any serious injury.
Sorry about that.
Let's try not to kill the crew.
Are you all still breathing? I mean, except
This
for Echo, I
time-
don't think Echo breathes. Do you breathe too? I don't know.
I don't need to breathe.
Do you
However,
breathe?
Now, at this point, the comm on the bridge that connects to the rest of the ship starts beeping, and one of the other crew members starts coming through, very panicking, asking if the ship is under attack.
Somebody want to handle that?
I got it. Everything's fine. We just hit a little turbulence. Stay buckled up in your seats.
At this point, the guy on the other side says, Is this Eden? What happened? We felt that sudden turbulence that just came out of nowhere. We were just zigzagging. Are we in a dogfight? Do we need to start detaching or going to escape pods?
everyone
No.
remain calm. Everything is all right.
It's all fine. Just keep doing what you're doing. Buckle in. You got your little crash seats next to it. It was a sonic wave of some sort, asteroids crashing together that caused turbulence. It's fine.
All right, give me a either a deception or a persuasion check. Your choice.
Both are great. Persuasion 23.
All right. You got a 23 on that. So you're able to effectively persuade and say all of the right things to calm this crew member down and to convince them that things are going to be okay. In the process of this, Echo makes an announcement through the ship telling everyone to get in their crash seats, that we will be experiencing some minor turbulence, and everyone is just confident of the 50 other crew members on the ship that the Cosmic Corsairs have this under control.
Obviously.
Obviously.
You talk to people so good.
I tried.
Might be good to put a warning next time we decide to go on a explorative venture such as this one.
All right, now at this
I
point,
agree.
Dr. Whitaker,
Sorry.
give me a technology check. Okay.
29.
All right. So, as you are monitoring, because you are in your position, no amount of shaking or flailing about is going to shake you from doing your job as much as you may or may not want to. You notice on your scanners that there is some kind of waves coming from the gas giant, and you're not quite sure what it is or what the signal is. It sounds like it might just be random white noise, but you just notice that there's some kind of a signal coming from deep inside the gas giant.
Well, I don't want to alarm everybody to something that's just like the planet farted or something. So the first thing I would like to do is just run through all the necessary checks to make sure it's not some sort of natural occurrence. Since he is a scientist, he's probably going to be able to sort through all possible understandings, like a quake or a disruption or a small nuclear explosion. It is a gas giant, so they do pump out a decent amount of radiation. So I'd like to make a expertise science roll to kind of make sure that it's not a false alarm.
All right, give me that.
Wow, that was actually a bad roll, but it still came out pretty high.
Okay, so
This dice roller hates me.
yeah, you got a 22 on that. So you're not exactly sure. You can tell that this doesn't seem to be anything really unusual, and there doesn't seem to be any noticeable pattern in the waves that are coming off. Like what you would see from if it was caused by something manufactured, if it was some kind of high frequency communication or tracking. It just seems really random, but something about it does feel a little bit off.
Some sort of energy spike.
Yeah, it's not anything that you've ever seen before that would be that would cause any form of alarm, and it could very well be any number of things that do naturally occur in gas giants. So the logical part of your mind is like, well, this is probably nothing. But there's just something in the back of your mind that's just like, something about this just feels off. You can't put your finger on it.
Again, before I let anybody know, I'm going to make sure nobody notices that I'm starting to panic because I have poor self-control. I'm going to see if I can pinpoint the location on the gas giant where it came from.
Okay.
I mean, like triangulate, backtrack, some sciencey thing, magnify.
That's gonna be another technology check to try to more accurately use the ship sensor.
All right. I will pull out my small data device that I carry with me. I'll plug it into the system and start crunching the numbers in there as well with the computer's assistance to find the exact location. So the first thing I do is open my little satchel and dump everything out to find my data pad onto the console, start rummaging through it, start plugging the wires in and punching buttons, and trying not to profusely sweat as I realize that I don't know why I don't understand this, because knowing things is what I do.
Okay, so while he is doing that, everyone else on the bridge, I want you to give me a perception check to see if you are noticing Dr. Whitaker starting to have like a mini meltdown.
Nope.
That's a 20 for me.
26.
I critted. Nice. I don't know if there's space in these.
There are. It sometimes works a little bit differently.
Yeah.
But at this point in time, it just means you got it really, really good.
I imagine Legs just realized that one of his little rubber bumpers on his pads are off and he's trying to like put it back on.
Yeah, basically. That whole loop-de-loop, it was hard holding on for so long.
Yeah, Legs at this point got distracted because Legs realized that the loop-de-loop caused all of the tools in its tool chamber, in its thorax, to get dislodged, and is currently opening up its thorax to rearrange all of the things that put all of its tools in its toolkit back in the shelf.
That sounds uncomfortable.
That does sound uncomfortable. I guess next time I will warn you.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Now, at this point, the rest of you realize that Dr. Whitaker is starting to sweat and is currently, emptied out his satchel on the ground and is like rummaging through it very quickly, trying to make sure nobody really notices. But you guys start noticing something seems a little bit off. But Spack, you notice more than anyone else because you've worked with Dr. Whitaker for a long time. You've flown for some of his crazy science missions, right? And so you know him inside and out, and you're like, something's wrong. He's not telling us something. You know that this is the look that usually happens before something goes horribly wrong.
Hey, Doc?
Yeah.
Yeah, you okay over there?
Yeah, nothing to report yet. I'm just trying to figure out what there's oh man. There's a blip and it came from the planet and it doesn't really make any sense what's going on. So I'm just trying to make sense of these readings. Give me a minute. And I plug in an iPod looking device into the computer terminal, and I put in like earphones. I'm listening and punching buttons. Can I triangulate the location where it's coming from with my 30?
Yes, with your 30, you are able to locate that whatever this signal is, it is coming from the exact core from the very center of the gas giant. And it is very unusual because it seems like it should be larger. It should be caused by something larger than the center of the gas giant.
I picked up an strange energy signature that.
Yeah, just slow down, Doc. Don't worry, I can keep up.
The center of the planet's having a massive reaction of some type and sending out radiation that our sensors are picking up, and it concerns me because it's not normal.
So,
Is
how
there-
are the,
Go ahead.
well, I was say, how are the rest of you reacting to this?
This seems
Yeah, you go.
unusual. I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
Okay. I mean, it seems unusual, although my personal expertise is not really in, this kind of field. It's more in robotics. Could I possibly roll to see if I can figure out, see what I know about it, or see what
Sure, you can
kind
give
of...
me. You can give me a technology check and see, or actually, just give me a straight intellect check.
Okay.
No other modifiers, just your intellect, because this isn't something that you have a lot of training in. So I'm just testing your general knowledge on that.
So,
Okay.
While she's doing that, I want to say that Spac, whenever Spac sees the doctor with this kind of problem, it generally means we're going to lose money on something, or we're not going to get paid for something. So I am hoping, all of my appendages crossed, that I might be wrong this time.
Yeah, I know nothing about this. I rolled a 6.
Yeah, so Echo, you're trying to figure out to see what he's describing about these energy signatures and about this not being something that would normally be occurring, and there's some kind of a radiation coming, and it's kind of, you're trying to figure it out, but it is not even remotely related to robotics, and it is flying straight over your metal head.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this strange radiation signature.
All right, and how's everyone else reacting? That was Echo and Spac. How's everybody else reacting to hearing Dr. Whitaker's explanation?
I'm curious. I'm more concerned about the loss of money possibility. Is where, Legs is mostly worried about.
I want to walk over to behind Dr. Whitaker and say, "What do you think it could be?" Like, just a hypothesis.
So you sneak up behind him.
Yes.
Put your ear right next to it.
Yeah, it's like, so what do you think? Yeah, I just walk up behind him, like, trying to be quiet, naturally quiet. But I walk up and just kind of like lean over his shoulder and it's like, what do you think it could be?
All right, well, being that the doctor doesn't like physical contact or having people that close, he will definitely like jump, throw his things out of the way as he moves back, and so bear with me. There's a great possibility that the center of the gas giant is collapsing at this point in time. We're just getting the initial wave coming out, or it could possibly be some sort of massive energy disruption in which the core is collapsing. My first guess, don't get that close.
Well,
Do you need me
this
to spell that down
sounds
for you guys,
awful,
or did you
and-
understand it?
No, I got that.
There.
Yes, I understood. This sounds like it may have been an attack on the gas giant from inside.
We should probably bring all sensors like to do the sensor thingies.
I concur.
Now, at this point, as you guys are all panicking and having your different reactions, the door to the bridge opens and Gauza hobbles back in.
You might want to. Yeah, I'll like addressing House. He's like, you might want to, and then like do point like a thumb back over there, just at this guy. Have Dr. Whitaker mid meltdown. Might want to handle that.
Now, at this point, your communications relay starts bleeping that you're being hailed by another ship. Is anyone going to answer?
I'll do it.
Okay, so you open the communications relay and it opens on a small screen off to the side, and you see a tall, elegant female alien that you'd met at a bar before, that you've seen before. You recognize her instantly as the captain of the Elegant Goose. She has a feathered scarf thing around her neck, and is currently standing there and says, I noticed your rather intriguing acrobatics.
Why, thank you. You know we have one of the best pilots in the system.
Yes, that is among the many reasons. And you see all four of her eyebrows, because she has 4 eyes, start going up at once. So, I am glad that you were able to join us here as we defend this space station. And I hope that this will lead to more elegant interactions in the future.
Elegant and lucrative.
Yes, but it is no use to be lucrative if it is not full of beauty. Because what is life if life is not beautiful?
Of course.
No.
Now, what are you guys going to do at this point? Are you going to go back to the staging area, which is going to be in orbit of the space station? Are you going to explore more in the asteroid belt, or are you going to try to get closer to the gas giant to figure out what that signal is, or are you going to do something completely different and off the wall? You, no one of you decides without the other. You are a team.
You're like, I'm gonna press the mute
do what
button.
we're getting paid for.
It's like I'm gonna reach over and press the mute button and be like, do we want to let them know about the planet?
I believe that is a good idea. It is certainly something that we should bring to their attention.
I mean, it's not a threat right now. And this looks like it might have been a sensor problem. They might just need to be fixed, and I'm panicking over nothing. But then again, I panic over a lot of things. Forgive me.
It may be better to check with their sensors as well to see if they are also noticing the problem.
Okay.
That sounds like a fine idea. Give me a moment to get into their systems.
I'm gonna unmute it now.
Or we could ask them.
Are you going to try to remotely hack into their systems?
Yeah.
All right, give me a technology check on that one.
Jesus.
Why do I keep rolling terrible? I've got like this ridiculously high skill, and the system's just like, you get 2 again.
And now you know why I like physical dice. So
Whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know how he'll play this one off. He has deception for a reason.
All right, so this is going to be a contested roll, and I'm going to roll for them right now and see if they matched or beat you. So let's see how this goes, okay?
Can Gauza assist me?
Oh.
It looks like you succeeded. They only got a 13. So you managed to successfully overwhelm their security and get in. You succeeded by more than 2 degrees of success, so they do not notice you at all.
Okay. I want to run through their sensor logs to see if they detected the same thing that we detected.
When you go through their sensor logs, you are seeing that they detected a small reaction, but it is nothing compared to what you did. And from your scientific expertise, it looks like whatever energy wave was radiation was coming from the core of the gas giant, it looks like it just dissipated really, really hard as soon as it hit the asteroid belt, because they're on the other side of the asteroid belt from you.
But we weren't. We were on the... So, okay.
Yeah, you like, the asteroid belt was like between you and them. You were on the planet side of the asteroid belt. They were farther. They're on the other side.
Okay. Quick question. Since I have that piece of information, Gauza and I can do a quick search through their records to see if they've seen it before.
You find nothing about that in their records from before. You're finding nothing about that in their data banks.
Okay. And last question, and then I'll turn it over to the rest of the team. Right before that time period, within at least an hour's worth, was there a spike in energy movements inside the space station to anywhere top secret or whatnot, just to kind of say, like, they did something and then something happened in the planet? Because, you know, if they did it, then I'll let my team know that it might have been their experimentation that created that energy blip.
So when you go through, you realize that the Elegant Goose has directional sensors that are only scanning in specific directions, and all of their scanners are aimed away from the space station. They are not prepared for anything to happen coming from the space station.
Okay, then...
And no, they didn't notice anything.
Okay, then I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do it for the space station then. But I'll tell everybody in the crew.
Can you translate that, please?
He doesn't know what he's
Please
talking
explain.
I put
He
the
doesn't
big
know
monitor
yet.
back on mute.
Yeah. As soon as she does that, I was like, well, I didn't want to be rude and start telling their ship sensors are pointed in the wrong direction. They did detect it. Now I'm going to go check out the sensor log on the space station to see if they did anything.
All right, so now you're going to try to hack the sensor log on the space station?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm going to get Gauza to assist me
No.
with that whole team
Okay.
aid thing, because I'm so fearful the next dice roll is going to be 1.
Okay, before we get to that, because we've been doing you for a bit, let's
totally.
go through the interaction that everybody else has with the Elegant Goose, and then we're going to get back to you, okay? All right, so at this point, you see the woman on the other side is just like waving, realizing that she's on mute, trying to talk to you.
We might want to
Yeah.
pick that up.
Yes, my most elegant captain.
She says, "Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I realized I was talking and you weren't answering. I was asking if you've had the latest flavoring of space hummus."
I have not. We actually haven't checked into port since the last time we talked to the wonderful Onion Queen. So,
Yes. She tends to be a little bit forceful,
yes.
but you haven't contacted her, right?
Not to my knowledge.
Because
We have
remember-
not contacted her.
Because remember, as soon as you contact her, she'll be able to track you across the galaxy.
Oh, yes.
I had
we
to
have
change my entire comm unit. This is, for those of you who are, most of you are probably confused as to who this is. This is another character that you will hopefully be meeting very soon.
Excellent.
Another NPC. She says, the Elegant Queen says, so tell me, why are you over there still so close to the gas giant? It must be very troublesome to be all the way over there. Why don't you come a little closer?
Well, our chief scientist has detected some anomaly coming from the gas giant over in that direction. So we're keeping an eye on it right now.
Oh my, that could be very troublesome. It is always very frustrating when one gets a little bit too gassy. It's so hard to fit in the right dresses.
I agree completely.
Dresses.
And so we've heard from everybody else. Legs, what are you doing at this point in time?
Legs just still sitting on, engineering, just making sure everything's running smooth. The gas giant
Okay,
stuff's really outside of their expertise, so.
All right, so give me a technology check, Legs.
Sure. There you go.
Okay, so like you got a 33, so that tells you that pretty much everything is working really well. You see that the reactor core in your ship has it got a little bit off cycle. And it seems to have been time to when Dr. Whitaker said the waves started, the radiation started coming from the gas giant, but it's nothing outside the parameters that the ship is designed to handle. It's just unusual. If you didn't have so much technology experience, if you weren't a living robot, and if you hadn't traveled with this ship for as long as you had, you probably wouldn't have even noticed that it was just a little bit off cycle.
Huh. I'll let the people know. Like, hey, I've noticed a slight abnormality in consistency with the gas giant's radiation on our reactor. Everything's fine. Don't panic. But I just want to bring that to attention that there is some interaction going on between us and that reactor, or our reactor and the gas giant there.
Oh,
What sort of interaction are we talking about, Legs?
Just things are just a little bit off axis a bit, so to speak.
like the reactor's off axis?
No, I mean, it's just a little off. It's well within parameters. Everything's fine. It's just I noticed it, so I figured I'd say something that they are interacting together. It's not a problem right now. I don't think it will be a problem at the current rate of things, but just in case, I just figured I'd say something.
See something, say something.
Yeah, so what is happening with the reactor legs is that, like, normally in the reactor, they will go through cycles of getting really hot, then cooling off, then getting hot, then cooling off a little bit in order to stay within temperature parameters.
Yeah.
And it is getting hot for a little bit longer, then it is cooling for a little bit longer, and it's like, instead of being short, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, it's hot, cold, hot, cold.
Okay.
So it's not, and it's well within the design parameters that the safety system can keep track of.
Okay, gotcha.
We should probably keep an eye on it.
Will do.
I agree. Hopefully it remains in normal levels.
I'll let you know if anything comes up.
Now, Dr. Whitaker, before we get to you hacking into the space station's top secret security system, I wanted to know if you were sharing any of the wave data that you got from the gas giant's core with the other terminals, or were you just verbally telling people, or were you like saying, here's what this is, and showing people?
I would assume that with my intelligence of 14 and everything, that I'm pretty smart and I can hear the conversation going on. I would have immediately opened up any access to the data to everybody so that they can see it as well. He's not a judgmental individual, like they don't know what the heck they're doing, because he's like, hey, everybody should see this. See something, say something. This isn't Hollywood kind of mentality, you know?
Okay,
So,
I just wanted to know if he was the type to, like, keep secrets and not trust what his teammates are saying.
No, he's definitely going to trust them.
Okay, so whenever you show that data and you look and compare the waves that are coming from the core of the gas giant to what's happening to your reactor, you realize they're lining up, and you can see where when the energy starts pulsing at a high rate from the gas giant, your reactor is getting hot, and then whenever it lets off, your reactor is getting cold, and it's just happening in this cycle. And you see your reactor is starting to sync up with the signal coming from the gas giant.
Okay. I will definitely share that, because he's bringing that information. Our ship's sinking with it. Cool.
Cool.
So
I wouldn't say that. I would have Dr. Whitaker be. No, actually, he would say that. What am I talking about? This is. Is it me again, or is it somebody else? Who is it?
Oh yeah. So Dr. Whitaker shares this information and shows how the things are lining up, and you all start to realize that there is some kind of direct correlation to what's happening in the core of the gas giant and what's happening in your reactor. How is everyone dealing with that? Especially, I'm curious about you, Spac, because you've spent so much of your life around spaceships and vehicles, and you have a lot of experience with this kind of stuff. And this is your baby. This is your ship that you fly and do crazy things with. It's like an extension of your body. So I'm very curious how you're reacting to that.
Well, like with the with everything starting to come together, I am very concerned, especially if if it picks up in intensity. What is it going to do to the ship? Maybe we should go back through the asteroid belt and get us a little bit more of a buffer, just in case something comes off of the planet that is not going to be held within normal parameters of our engine. Do we need to stay here, or can we go back? Because this is making me nervous, Doc.
Yeah, no, go back. Do what you gotta do. Just be safe. Better safe than sorry. That's what humans say, right?
Won't hurt to be within our mission parameters anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Eden, Echo, did you want to stay here and try to figure things out more, or can I get us back over to?
Unfortunately, this issue is outside of my expertise, and I doubt there's anything further we can do to assist them with it. So I suppose we should go back.
Yeah, I'd say go back, but I'm gonna let the other ships, I guess just the Elegant Goose, know that the getting closer to the gas giant, it would affect your engine core. So stay away from it.
Should we tell the station?
Okay.
Probably.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea.
Won't hurt.
So
Yeah,
I'll send out that communication to the Elegant Goose and to the station of what's going on.
And I'm gonna start steering us back through the asteroid belt a little more. I will put it actually. I'll do like the all decks button. Everybody, put on your seatbelts. You have 5 seconds. My seconds. Boom.
Oh no.
That's not enough warning!
Sorry, I forgot.
We
So you guys-
really need a more universal measure of time to use.
So your ship, the Brave Star, shoots off. It gets away from the gas giant, and you start to see that as you get into the asteroid belt and start coming out the other side of the asteroid belt, your reactor begins to return to its normal cycle at this point in time. Now, Dr. Whitaker, are you still intending to hack the space station?
Yeah, I mean, see if they have some sort of like energy surge right at the same time.
Okay, so give me that technology check.
Ask them.
Gauza is what?
Can we just ask them?
I'm not good with.
do my job.
I'm not good with talking with people.
Well, they are. And I'll point over to Eden and Echo.
I'm gonna go ahead and go over to the comm control, I guess.
Because we're watching you starting to, because you didn't close off your feed, so we're
everybody's
watching
seeing what I'm.
everything.
Yeah, everybody's watching me. I log into their security terminal, begin guessing the code. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Nope. 1, 2, 3, exclamation point A, B, C.
Can we just ask them?
All right.
Okay, I'm going to go over to comm control, I guess, and I am going to ask them myself. Yeah.
So when you open the communication, you get a Dreth scientist who's there, and when you open it, and they're like, "Oh, hello, hi, are you on the defense team that was contracted out by the Galactic Guard?"
Yes, we are. We have discovered an issue that we believe that we should alert you to.
Oh no! Is there a threat in the area?
It is a possible threat. Please remain calm. We don't know how it will affect anyone yet. There is a strange radiation signal coming from the gas giant. It has synced with our ship's engine when we've gotten too close to it, which is very unusual.
Yes. That is very, very unusual. That's very unusual, and that doesn't follow any of the laws of science.
Well, I unfortunately am not knowledgeable about radiation or planet dynamics or anything. I am a roboticist, but this does sound like an issue that some of your scientists should look into. Hopefully it will not become a threat.
Eden, can you just talk to them real nice and let us access their computers, because their computers are better. That way we don't have to deal with this. As I look over to Dr. Whitaker, still trying to plug away passwords.
Nope.
Would you mind letting us borrow your computer system to take some readings and compare with what we've already got?
Okay, sorry about that. My connection lagged. Can you say that again?
All of it?
All of it.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
No, it's good. Would you be willing to allow us to borrow your scanners, your scanner sensors, to take some readings of the gas giant, and then also compare with what we've found already?
And at this point, the scientist says, "Wait, I'm very confused. Are you a military contractor or a science research vessel?"
We're a little bit of both.
Do you have a licensed researcher who knows how to properly interpret these sensor data?
Of course we do.
Can I speak to this scientist? Because what you're describing doesn't match any of the known laws of science. And I'm concerned that you may be attempting to remotely access our system or trying to divert our attention for some other thing. And I very, very much would like to talk to a professional to get some idea of what's happening.
Really, I don't think that's necessary. He's not very good with people, and I think, I work as the intermediary for our scientist.
Why would a scientist need an intermediary unless they were lying?
I just said he's not good at talking to people.
I don't need him. He doesn't have to sound pretty. I just need answers that make sense.
Can
I persuasion?
Yeah, give me a persuasion.
I got a 17.
It's a contested roll, so let's see what they got.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Man, this dice roller. I tell you what.
I can use words real good. Give me your controls.
You got the word. Truly the gift of gab.
I'm so proud of you.
Can I have your controls, please?
Our scientist hates other scientists.
So what's your password?
That you are a trustworthy individual and that you are speaking for a well-renowned scientist, and they are saying, sure, you know what? I guess even, the best scientists do really need a full team to support them. We were not aware that you were working under the employ of a top-grade scientist. If you could just give me the name of the scientist on your ship that I can put on here so I can who I am okaying giving access to the scanners to, we should all be perfectly just fine.
Hold 1 second, please. And I'll put him on hold. What am I telling them, guys?
You gotta talk to them.
Whatever you do, not use my name.
I just need a name.
Okay, hang on. I pull up my phone and start going through, and I'm looking for the name of a scientist in my contacts. 1 second.
Eden, put in the name of Dr. Ada Mori. Don't ask why, just trust me.
Boop, 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 boop.
It should
Dr.
hopefully
Ada
get
Mori.
approved.
Oh, Dr. Ada Mori? The famed roboticist who was exploring the concept of robots with souls and transferring consciousness?
Yes.
That Dr. I wrote my dissertation on Dr. Ada Mori's papers. She's presumed dead, but wait, she must have gone into hiding because her research was too valuable.
Now we are trusting you with this information.
Yes, I will put an alias on here. I completely understand if people are after Dr. Ada Mori because her research could lead to true immortality. Of course, in the wrong hands, oh my goodness, oh no.
Calm down.
Yes.
Calm down.
Okay,
It's all
yes,
right.
Dr. Ada Mori is signing off on this. Yes, okay, of course. And then he gets off of he ends the video chat and sends you a text communication with a user ID and access code to give you administrator access to their system.
I send it over to Doc Whitaker. Bloop, bloop.
Okay. Well,
That's one way to solve a problem.
Right? High five, Echo.
Oh man.
with access to their systems, I want to correlate the initial spike from the planet with any energy spikes from the space station.
Okay, so at this point in time, because you have full administrator access, I am not going to ask for a technology check here because you know what you're doing. There is nothing in the way. You have gained all of the relevant data on your end before opening this, and there is nothing stopping you right now. And you find that there was a small energy spike from inside, and when you're going through this, you have complete unrestricted access to their database, including the data on what they're currently doing research on, and their current research is on transforming light into any solid object, specifically any kind of food objects, in order to deal with creating food on uninhabitable planets where there's no farmland. And you're seeing that this research could revolutionize space colonization. And you saw that they did a test where they were attempting to make a 24 cubic foot block of cornbread out of pure light right before the pulse happened inside the gas giant.
Okay. We're going to take a momentary pause as I'm flying through it, keying up. Gauss is beside me. He's punching keys. He and I both see it, and Gauss stops and goes, eh. I'm like, just keep working. We're almost done. Copy, paste, copy, paste. Just getting the general information. I'm not taking everything. And I'm not really taking everything. It's just supposed to like screenshots. And then I'm just going to share this wonderful giant piece of cornbread with everybody. And then I'm just going to slowly turn around in my chair. Cornbread.
Clearly, I stand corrected, Doctor.
They're making replicators.
What?
It's Star Trek.
What's Star Trek?
Wait, yeah. It was
She's
lost
talking
me there.
about a story of some type. Trek means story or journey. I've been studying human.
Okay.
Don't study me. And
I
stay
got
out of
into
my
your
room. Stay out of my room.
You shouldn't put all your video
Aiden,
files.
please
on
tell me
accident.
more about this Star Trek.
Oh man,
I am intrigued.
it was super great to watch. It was a
But is it a Star Trek?
Star Trek.
It means a journey.
Like you're trekking across the stars. It was about
Story
the
about
Starship
stars.
Enterprise. It was
Enterprise.
it was an exploration vehicle.
Is this like hiking in space?
Yes.
No, it was a ship, like a starship,
Like our ship?
kind of, but not pirate. It was like for the Federation. They were like
Okay.
Federation.
I think you made me lose my interest already. Don't really like the F word.
Well, it was the Federation, United Federation of Planets, and they had a
Oh
good
my
idea.
goodness.
They couldn't have thought of a better name for it.
Well, you know,
You know how humans are. I mean,
do you know how humans are?
I know very little about humans outside of what I've learned from Eden.
That's right.
Humans seem rather interesting, actually.
They have excellent footwear.
Oh yeah. How are
I
those sneakers
I
holding
find
up
that
for you?
agreeable.
They're doing just fine. I like these Converses.
Converse. Just
Converses.
Converse.
Converse.
There you go.
Conversation.
No, sort of.
Okay,
I wonder if I
so
could get myself shoes.
Shoot.
So, as you're looking through this, you're seeing that shortly, like right whenever they started doing that to make the giant cornbread, was when the energy started pulsing from inside the core of the planet. And you're not entirely sure what's happening. It looks like since you're just taking screenshots, you're not getting all of the sciencey data in there right now. It's just something feels like you know that there's a lot of data. You're just gonna have to go through and study it at a later date, and you're just not sure why there would be a correlation between the two. But what they're doing is just messing with so much theoretical physics and so much stuff that you have no idea what they're messing with.
Okay. Well, I'm screenshotting for them, and then I'll copy, paste, download for myself.
Okay.
Doop, 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 doop.
All right. So while because there's just so much data that you are getting, that you're getting from them, and as you're getting it, I want everybody else besides you to give me a perception check.
Oh man.
Can I lean over the console, put my arm over it while I do this part?
Yes. No one sees you what you're doing. You're
Unless-
blocking.
Have you stopped sharing your screen with all the other consoles? Because you can do that all you want.
Good call. I'll stop sharing my screen now.
That's a big ol' 9.
18.
34.
So,
All right.
so while I'm doing all this, thinking I'm being sly, Gowser reaches over and pokes me and points at the, share screen button. Oh, fuck.
So at this point, SPAC is the only one that notices
I think
that.
No.
No, they weren't making a perception check to see you. They're making a perception check to see something else.
Okay.
I
Because
don't care about numbers and shit.
yeah, because there is. While a lot of the communications were happening on the side screens, there is a big screen that's showing what's happening around you guys right now as you're flying around. And SPAC is the one who notices that there's like a blip of light that seems to be coming from the gas giant, and it's flickering, and it's there, and it's gone really, really fast. And it's so fast that only SPAC sees it.
So I had like my feet up on the console, just like whatever they're doing numbers, and just like, ooh, let's just look at see what's going on. Oh wow! Oh, what? Did you see that? Did you see?
Did we see what?
I saw the share screen for a long time.
No, out there at the gas giant, and she's pointing at the screen. I don't know if it's a she or not, but whatever. SPAC, points at the screen. There was a flash of light, a blip, an instant flash, and then it's gone. It was probably faster than, your squishy eyes could see. I don't know. Legs, did you see it? Oh, wait. You don't have squishy eyes, Echo. I forgot. You don't even have eyes.
It was on the screen?
It was on the screen. Yep. It was like how Eden says, a blip on the radar.
Are you sure you didn't imagine it?
100%. I never imagine anything.
She's got a
That
really
sounds
terrible
kinda dull.
imagination.
So, at this point, it's like everybody was super concerned with the numbers and stuff and the sciencey stuff, which is why SPAC was the only one to notice the light. And then SPAC is trying to tell you guys about the light, but no one's believing SPAC because it doesn't make any sense. And even when Dr. Whitaker looks, he's explaining there should have been some kind of a reading of if there something else generating light, but there was nothing on their sensors at all. And suddenly, everything stops. Everything slows to a dead crawl. You feel like your body is wrapped up in molasses and seaweed. All of you feel like everything's moving slowly except SPAC. Well, SPAC, you feel like things are moving slowly, but whereas everyone else is frozen in place, you're moving at what's like normal speed for everybody else right now.
Okay.
And it just like sound even feels like it's moving slower. What are you gonna do, SPAC? Because you're the only one that's gonna be able to react right now.
There's nothing that changed on the screen. There's nothing that happened other than that flash of light, and that's it. Right?
Yes, there was a flash of light, and then there was the blip of light, and then all of a sudden it's like time just froze or slowed down for everyone. It just so happens that because you're so fast, time slowing to a crawl for everyone else is like normal speed for you.
Okay. What? It's like okay. Poke. No, not. Oh, no. Right there. Say. Nobody. Hey. Hello. What?
And when you try talking, you can almost see the sonic waves coming out of your mouth and getting caught in the air.
So, I would like to see if using my first instinct is to get us the fuck out of there. That's like my number one plan of attack is to avoid attacks. But I don't I'm gonna check and see if the ship is also being affected or if it's just like sentient organisms.
Whenever you start pressing buttons, you see the ship start to respond, but it's extremely sluggish. Whatever's happening is still affecting the ship too.
What's happening everywhere? Is it? Can I tell? I'm gonna push, the comm to anyone that's on the to the people that were on the space station. Be like, space station, come in. What was the name of the other ship?
The Elegant Goose.
Elegant Goose, come in. Elegant Goose, space station. Hello. Fuck.
And as you keep doing this, you're not getting any response. And everything just feels like it's slow to a crawl. And the rest of you feel like everything's so slow, the only thing that's really moving are your eyes. And when you're looking, you see it looks like SPAC's moving like a blur, running around pressing buttons and doing things, and everything just feels so slow. And while SPAC is messing with the controls to try to get communication up and realizing the engine isn't kicking on, the rest of you see a wormhole open right at the edge of the gas giant. and you see a ship come out, and it's moving at normal speed. And then shortly after they see it, then you see it, Spack. Now, everybody, I want you guys to give me a fortitude check. Fortitude save.
Okay. Is that stamina?
Yes, stamina. Plus what any ranks you put into fortitude.
I don't think it's
How am I supposed to go about that? Because my stamina is non-existent.
Right, so at this point,
Yeah.
you auto-succeed.
Fortitude right
Oh,
there.
okay.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
We
Is
both
that-
do, because I have the same quality that he has.
Yes,
Me too.
so yes.
We're both androids.
Aw, yeah.
Yeah, I see that chip, and I'm like, oh. All I do, I'm just like going straight for we're getting like the activate everything button. We're leaving now, but I rolled a 9 for my fort. So
Okay.
I critically failed for Dr. Whitaker, and Gauza made a 4.
Okay. So
I got a 24.
okay, so it looks like Gauza and Dr. Whitaker are the only ones that are still completely frozen right now. The rest of you has started to be able to move, and it is the ship is starting to come unstuck from whatever it was that happened.
I don't think that this is the thing that we were supposed to be guarding against. I'm just saying.
Are you sure?
Let's see. Let me pull up my list. You know, it's like, of all the things that we were supposed to do, Eden was not whatever the fuck that is. We're leaving, and we're leaving now.
Can we try to identify the ship?
One moment. We can't leave. We need to stay here so that we're able to get paid.
Oh,
Now,
Get paid.
That is a good point.
this ship that appeared looks like it's moving just fine, and it doesn't appear to be shooting at anyone. And it seems like it's sailing right, it's going right past you. And you realize that the Elegant Goose is frozen as well and isn't moving. And the Elegant Goose doesn't appear to be responding whatsoever.
I guess I will. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Is there anything that I can roll to try to identify this ship?
Yeah.
Yes, give me a history check or just a straight intelligence if you don't have expertise history.
Can I try to see if our scanners can also like pick any information up from the ship?
I have
Sure.
expertise. I have expertise lore. Can I use
Well,
that?
that's a
It's kinda
4.
Echo, you are not getting anything from this.
I got a 27 on my tech check.
Ori, we can't hear you.
Ooh, sorry, I'm still getting used to this push to talk thing.
Oh no.
So at this point, Echo, you are not able to recognize any of the logos or get a good read on any of the symbols on the side. It doesn't look like anything you've seen before. You don't see any like easily observable insignia. And Eden, yes, you can give me your. You said you had like a current event or a lore.
A lore, yeah.
You can give me an intelligence check with any ranks you have in that. And
I got a 13.
okay, so you are not getting a whole lot, but first let me talk about what SPAC's technology check gets. SPAC's technology check by trying to figure out the scanners, because like SPAC doesn't normally use scanners. Normally Dr. Whitaker uses the scanners, but Dr. Whitaker's still frozen, so SPAC like shoves Dr. Whitaker out the way to get to the scanners, and from the scanners, Spec can see that the energy pulse that you guys have been picking up from inside the core of the gas giant is now coming extremely powerfully from this ship, and whatever it is doing some really weird stuff, and you do not have the sciencey expertise. It just feels like it's making stuff go slow.
Yeah, so yes.
And for Eden's lore check, you have no clue what this is. You've never seen this ship. You've never heard of this kind of tech. This is like something out of a weird story.
I've like started like I'm pushing buttons. I'm throwing all of the scanning instruments that we have at it, and it's just the same energy that we picked up before, except it's massive and it's generated from the ship. It's not being generated from the planet. That's the problem.
All right, so what are you guys going to do right now? Is anyone going to try to like unfreeze Dr. Whitaker or Kauza, or are you just going to leave him like just frozen as a blue alien popsicle?
Can I slap him? Get a hold of yourself!
Does anyone have ranks in treatment?
The doctor does, I think.
Yeah, I'm really good at it too.
I don't have ranks in treatment.
If I watch a quick first aid video, I would be able to see if I could help.
Would you like to take a current events check, Echo, to see if you can find somewhere on the ship's data archives a video on first aid?
I would love to.
Dr. Whitaker has definitely put on some videos onto the system to help people with operations in case of an emergency like this, like how to use a Band-Aid and whatnot.
All right, Echo, you just had to beat a 10. You got a... Oh.
I got a 9. I got a 9. I was so close.
You just found the one about how to put on a Band-Aid and that's it.
Yes.
Or how to do open hearts, how to do a double bypass.
Oh, jeez.
You found a lot of videos, but there's just so much data. It is an absolute nightmare to sift through it all.
I'll take a stab at it. Did some research.
Stab him.
No
Okay.
stabby.
And that's tech, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This should be good.
Okay, so you managed to sort through, and because of Legs' help, Legs is able to help you sift through the videos and find the right videos that seem like it would suit this with resuscitation and stuff, and gets that to you. So with Legs' help, you are able to find the right videos and you gain the skills in treatment. So give me a treatment check. You have 10 ranks in treatment right now.
Thank you very much for the assistance, Legs.
Anytime.
Wow.
Oh dear.
Oh man, this dice roller hates me. That's a 12.
Oh, okay.
I added 10.
Okay. All right. So
You
would you like to use a hero point?
Our session.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use that.
Okay, so use your hero point reroll. Remember, if you get less than a 10, then you add 10 to it. Okay, in addition to the 10 you're already getting.
Okay, great. I rolled a 15, so that's a little bit better.
Actually, that's a lot better than a 15. That's actually a 25 because you used the hero point.
Okay,
so
great.
you are able to effectively resuscitate him and get him active, and At this point, when he regains the ability to breathe, air starts rushing back into his lungs as you get his heart started again, and it managed to shake him free of this wave that seemed like it was affecting him. And on that note, we are going to take a short break in order to get some water, and we will be right back with what happens now that time has stopped and what our Cosmic Corsairs will do. So take us to a break, Opti.
Buddy, come to me. Oh, did you just wake up for your meal? Come here.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that beautiful
Oh
intro.
my goodness.
Hey, we're back, everybody. Everybody just shouting, "Oh my goodness!" But we're here live to talk to you about mutants and masterminds in space.
Yes. So, when we went on break, our intrepid heroes had been hit with something that had slowed down time for them, and most of them had managed to break free of its hold. And now that they'd broken free, they're able to move freely like it was a one-and-done effect. The only one who was unable to break free was Dr. Whitaker. And through the teamwork of the robotic duo of Legs and Echo, they were able to successfully resuscitate and unfreeze Dr. Whitaker. Gauza is still frozen. So, now, as we look and see, as only the Cosmic Corsairs have been set free from this effect, the other ships appear to be hanging in space, frozen in time. And this enemy ship is sailing past them, going straight for the space station. Cosmic Corsairs, what will you do?
I think it's time to make our pay.
You're not wrong. Doesn't look like they're here to, attack us outright. We can get the upper hand.
Who's going to attack us?
What?
Oh yeah, welcome back.
I need you to keep up right now.
Okay.
Okay, I can do that. What are we doing?
That, right there, alien spaceship came through a wormhole. The wormhole is what
We're going after it.
We're going after it. That's the power generator that made the fluctuations from the gas giant planet. Okay?
Oh,
but it's
damn.
that. It's not the planet. It's that.
Yeah, what they said.
Does the ship look like it's going to attack the space station?
As the ship starts getting closer to the space station, you see what looks like a small group of smaller craft of maybe you can't tell from this distance if they're fighters or if they're freight craft. You see one of them is bigger than the others, and the other ones are it's one big one and a lot of little tiny ones break off and start going straight for the frozen space station.
Oh. Excellent. I think that's our cue.
I will open
I would agree.
I'm gonna open up the channels. Okay, I'm gonna count to 5, and then we're leaving. Attacking. So get ready. Battle stations, bitches. 1, 2, and I'm counting down.
Now, most of the crew is still frozen in time.
Well,
And
I don't know.
But you don't know this.
Mm-mm. No, I don't. But you know what? I waited longer this time, so Legs, I did that for you.
Thank you.
She started counting like I taught her to. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
I don't know what a Mississippi is, but it takes forever.
It's got too many S's.
Everything moves slower in Mississippi.
So you fire up the engines, and the ship starts moving. It's like it's starting as you've broken free. It's like something has started to, whatever it held onto your ship is slowly starting to break. Is slowly starting to let go, and you're starting to take off and start moving towards the enemy ship. And as you start moving, it's like time starts to speed back up and get back to normal speed, slowly but surely on the ship. You start getting communications coming through on the intercom of all of the sections, section by section, that is telling you that something happened and telling you the same thing, that time froze, they couldn't move, everything was stuck. Water bottles froze in midair, and now things are coming back down. Everything that was thrown up is coming back down, and time is starting again for you on your ship, the Brave Star.
So as the communications from all the sections come in, I just tell them battle stations. The
alarm starts sounding in the ship, and then the door at the back of the bridge opens up, and you see the captain come in, flask in hand, but he has no sign of being drunk. He is his coat open and then draping over his shoulders, being held on by something, because his arms aren't in the arms. You don't know what's holding his coat on. He just walks forward with a swagger and an energy that you only see when the alarm sounds, as he says, "Cosmic Corsairs, to battle." And he just walks to the captain's chair and then sits in the captain's chair proudly, chest puffed out with a gleam in his eyes.
My favorite part.
All right. So, everybody, roll initiative for me.
Okay.
Do they have anything?
I don't know if you see it. It just said it was GM or something.
You sent a private message
I
to
did.
Jim?
I just
The initiative button sends it to the GM automatically. It looks like.
Okay. Well, next time I'll definitely use the other one. But I got a 44.
I got a 20.
Okay, so let me just record this real quick. Okay, it's not telling me who rolled what on here.
Okay.
That's terrible.
That is weird.
Well, let's
Did you roll
roll
initiative?
I'm just seeing the numbers.
Oh, you did. Okay. SPAC's initiative is 44.
Okay.
Mine is 11.
Mine is 20.
Legs is 18.
Gauza is 9. Whitaker is 19. What a waste of a 19.
And your opponents will be rolling. Come on. A 26.
Ah, fantastic.
Okay, so in this instance, right, what's happening now is wherever you go, you are in your specific station. You can use your turn as a standard action to perform an action in your station, such as for SPAC, since you are at the helm, you can use your turn to fly the ship and make the ship go somewhere, or to do weird tricks, or to try to line up so it'll be better for whoever's shooting the main guns on the ship, to give them a bonus to their on hit, or make it harder for the enemies to hit you, or any number of things from that position. Or you can use a move action to trade seats with somebody else to get in somebody else's role. That makes sense?
Yes.
Okay, so SPAC,
Yep.
you're starting off. What are you doing?
Well, I am, so the first thing I do is I, unfold my second set of limbs that are longer. They have, regular humans only have, one elbow. I got 2. So I can reach out on, to handle all of the movement control, with a lot more ease. Because normally, you can't just do the steering wheel, you've got like 1 lever, 2 lever, 3 lever, 4 lever, and then sometimes you just gotta like knock the other one with whatever. Wow. So I am moving us in closer, taking a defensive position just in case they decide to open fire, and find out if they are actually like doing the making the assumption like, I don't know if we're gonna fire first, but I'm gonna get us close enough to do it without getting hurt right away.
Okay, so you fire up the engines and you start getting closer. You're getting in range where where your main gun can fire very effectively, and you're able to do so, but you aren't like sending any messages or anything, and you're not like getting in ramming speed, and you're getting close, and you see that the enemy ship starts to turn. Like you could tell from your blips on your sensors that they realize that you're moving.
They see us, guys.
Roger.
Oh boy.
Oh, button.
Oh, sorry. And now the enemy ship turns, and it turns to face you, bringing its main guns online, and it opens fire at you.
Okay.
And Spac, what is your dodge?
My dodge or the vehicle's dodge?
Sorry, how many ranks do you have in vehicles?
I have 10 ranks. Is that right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because I use that for helping to determine what the dodge and parry is of the ship because of how well you're piloting.
Okay.
So since you have 10 since you have 10 in your vehicle's ranks, they have to beat 20 to hit you. Because this is a fairly simplistic ship. And they got exactly a 20 and are able to land the hit.
Oh.
It's like, yeah.
Is that our toughness roll? The ship?
I don't know.
I don't know why it's rolling twice whenever I roll. Like, who did someone else just roll?
No.
Because every time I press, it's rolling twice, and I don't know why.
Weird.
That's really strange.
Push to talk.
All right, I just tried closing the dice roller. I'm not sure why it keeps doing that.
Okay.
Are you using a Logitech mouse?
Yes.
I know that their
we'll discuss it
micro
afterwards.
switches are a bit finicky. Yeah.
We'll discuss it afterwards. Okay, so give me a toughness roll. Spac, you are adding 15 to this check. You have to beat a 25 in order to get no damage, okay?
All right, so...
Yep.
Check at 15. Boom.
All right, so even though the attacks start coming in, Spac is able to maneuver the ship to make sure to have those shots hit the heavy armor and away from the critical systems. And even though this was a direct hit, you don't suffer any actual damage.
Nice flying.
Now, the enemy seems to be fully aware of you. The main enemy ship is currently coming towards you, and you see they're getting ready for more guns to fire very shortly. And you see them start opening their missile bays, and you realize there's going to be a lot more fire coming from them within the next 6 to 10 seconds. Right? And at that point, it is now Eden's turn. What are you doing? Hello?
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to think. Could I use my deception to send, I guess, communication out? Just like a general communication out, so they'd pick it up, that says, all ships do this maneuver, kind of like a feint maneuver, but then we sweep back the opposite way. I don't know.
So is your goal to use your communication to trick them so you guys can get away, or to get them in a position where whenever your gunner shoots at them, you'll have a better shot?
That one.
Okay.
Better shot for us.
All right, so give me a deception check. This is going to be a contested check where you're going to roll your deception, and they are going to roll their technology to see if their scanners are fooled by you, okay?
Okay. 29.
Oh! They were very, very fooled. You were able to very much fool them, and you convinced them that they needed to turn and get in a specific area to lure you in, and in doing so, you got them right on the side of your ship's main gun, and whenever your gunner goes to fire, your gunner will get an additional plus 10 to hit. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Excellent.
Okay, so that was what you wanted to do for your turn. Was there any other communications you wanted to try sending out really quick before the end of your turn?
I send out to the Elegant Goose to see if they are up and running yet.
When you try sending out something to the Elegant Goose, it seems like they were caught in this field too, and they seem to still be completely frozen. It's going to take more than a free action and take like a full action to try to really figure out who can and can't receive stuff. But whenever you try sending it out really quickly, what you can tell is everyone that's nearby is still frozen.
Okay.
All right, next person is Dr. Whitaker. What's Dr. Whitaker going to do?
I apologize. Do we want the Elegant Goose back up and running, or do we want to stop those tiny shuttles that are going for the space station? Which should we focus on? I need some help here, people.
I know shuttles.
Shuttles. Tiny shuttles.
They're on the sensors. And I shared that sensor information that you said at the beginning of the description about the tiny shuttles heading for the space station. And I magnify. Tiny shuttles.
Enhance.
All right, so you get that on the screen, and what are you trying? Like, who are you sending that to?
Everybody. Do we get the Elegant Goose back up and running, or do we? Oh, do you want me to open fire on the tiny shuttles? I think I can get the Elegant Goose back up.
Yeah, do that.
Okay. I've been getting directions to try to get the goose back up, so I want to try and use my science to do some sort of anti-warpish time tachyon whatever. I'm going to spend this round studying what happened, believing that they have a hyper tachyon generator on their ship. That's what's causing this time distortion or time dilation. And I'm going to create a tachyon bubble around the Elegant Goose to pull them out back into our time flow before they all suffocate and die. But that's what I want to do.
Okay, so give me a expertise science check to see how well you can pull that off. All right?
Okay.
Come on. You can do it,
For
Doctor.
once, please don't roll a 1 or a 2. Oh, 15. That's a good number. I like 15.
Yay.
All right, so
It's
you
35.
So with that 35, you're able to piece together what's happening. It looks like there's some kind of short-range time net that was thrown over everything in this region, and time seems like it is stopped. And your guess was right on the money that it's somehow a hyper-tachyon generator that's happening, and you manage to create a field around the Elegant Goose to pull them back into your time frame. And on the next what's up?
What I'd like to do is not shut it down on the Goose, but shut down the generator on their ship. Target them where it's coming from their ship. If I can put that on their ship, then the whole area becomes safe.
You're not able to get it all on their ship.
Then I'll do it on the Goose.
Yes. you are able to get it on the goose, and you pull the goose back into your time frame, but you're not able to shut it down completely coming from them. It looks like whatever they did, they released, and it's already there. And after you get unstuck once, you're free. So whatever, you're not sure what happened. It's something with tachyon particles, and you're able to pull the goose, and they're going to act on your initiative on the next round. Okay?
Cool.
Yes. All right. So after that, it is legs.
All right. So what all can I do here from engineering?
From engineering, you have a variety of things you can do. You could try to pump the engines in order to increase your speed to get there. You can increase the damage output of your weapons. You can increase the defensive capabilities of the ship. You could try to hack the enemy ship to try to shut down some of their targeting information and slow them down. You can try to do, really the sky's the limit. And if you spend a hero point, you can do you can attempt to do almost anything from in engineering that involves modifying or making things in the ship.
Okay. All right. So, Karu, do we want to focus on getting our stuff running better, or do we want to inhibit them a bit?
We don't know enough about them, so I say them.
All right. Working on inhibitions. Technology, yes?
Yes.
All right.
That is going to be technology, and it's going to be resisted by their check.
Yes.
Okay, so you managed to successfully inhibit them, and what on their systems were you trying to override?
I want to override their sensors, so they have difficulty targeting.
Okay, I was going to say you can attempt to override almost everything except the time dilation.
Fair.
With that, you are able to, from what you can tell, looks like you've overrode their sensors, and they appear to be veering off course, and they don't seem to have a very, your sensors show they know their missiles that they're currently arming are no longer locked onto you.
All right, missiles have been stopped for the time being, so let's hopefully get rid of this threat quickly, yes?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, and so now, after Leg's turn, it is Echo's turn. What are you going to do, Echo?
All right. What I would like to do, how close is the main gunnery area to where we are right now?
You can access the guns from your console.
Perfect.
The system has a modular system that, with certain exceptions, a lot of the terminals can access certain other things. You're at a general terminal that can be either communications, some limited sensor usage, or weapons.
Okay, I would like to pull it up for weapons.
Okay.
Really quickly. Actually, I think before I do that, if there's a way for me to just quickly watch the gunnery instructional video.
It's right. Point and shoot! Point and shoot!
But SPAC, I have to observe it being done.
So give me a perception check. If you can beat a 25, you can do it as a free action.
All right. It's probably not going to happen with the way I've been rolling, but we can try.
You can do it.
That's a 16.
Oh, I didn't realize you only added a 4 for that.
Yeah, my perception isn't that high.
Oh, my bad, because I figured you'd have a high perception because you observe things to learn things.
Yeah.
Like I said, point and shoot.
All right, so it takes about a move action for you to get an idea of it. So you are able to add from your own skill. You're not able to get the full 15 points you'd normally like to get for this, but you are able to get 10 points on top of the 10 you already got from your your communications officer fooling them into getting right in front of your guns. So you can't take a shot, and you are going to be adding 20 to that.
All right, perfect.
All right, so the main gun.
Okay. So you push to talk. Yeah.
So the main guns hit really hard, right? And now they're going to make their toughness check. Your guns are doing a lot of damage. So they are rolling against a 45.
All right.
In order to determine how... Yes. Okay, so they got a 30, so they failed by 15. So they're currently disabled.
Nice.
You hit them so hard. Their ship isn't destroyed, right? But their engines are malfunctioning, and they're currently just floating in space right now because you got such a clean shot on them.
I'll take it.
So you guys have managed to hit that, and now it is Gauza's turn. What is Gauza gonna do?
He as well is going to man like a smaller weapon system, and his focus fire, because after I started focusing in on removing the tachyon field, I told him to take some pot shots at the small craft heading toward the station, aim specifically for their engines to disable them, or to knock out their controls, their guidance. So that's what he's focusing on. He's going to take this time to do an aim maneuver.
Okay.
Since, that way he's taking a moment to get, I don't know, is that a move action or something along?
Yes, it's a move action.
Okay, so does he still get to shoot this round or not?
Yes, he does.
Okay, so he has improved aim, which doubles the bonus he gets from aim.
Yes.
So I need to roll what for him to shoot?
So you are going to roll a vehicles check.
Vehicles check. Got it. This is without the modifier. 16. Without the aim bonus.
Without the aim bonus. Yeah, so he is able to hit them. Right? He is able to hit them, and he manages to hit the engines. Let me roll a toughness check for those engines and see how well they do. Because this is the smaller gun, what they have to beat is a 25.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so they have failed by 1 degree. Yes, it's 1, not 2. And no, actually, no, it is 2 degrees. Yeah, so they're disabled. Sorry,
Nice.
I can't math right now. 6 plus, yeah. So they're he manages to disable the big one. He can't hit the tiny little ones that are like the little gnats, but the one really big craft, he's able to disable their engines, and they're currently just floating in space right now. And the other little ones that are look like tiny little gnats from as far away as they are start turning around and racing towards you guys.
Good deal. Right?
Seems you made them angry.
Gauza will respond with,
Yes. So now it is a new round, and Spec.
Yes.
What are you gonna do? You are in the pilot's chair, and you see that these little gnats seem like they're really angry and are racing towards you.
Ooh. It's like, Hayden, we're doing this thing called a dogfight now, right? That's what this is? Dogfight?
Yes, dogfight.
Oh, yeah! So I'm going to be doing a lot of cool combat maneuvers to dodge around the smaller crafts to give the chance for some of the other weapon systems to just shoot at them. I'm gonna just weaving in and out, misdirecting them. Maybe a couple of them will hit each other or something. Good.
Okay, so give me a vehicle check, and this is going to be contested by their vehicle check, and depending by how much you beat them, will determine how what happens. Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
39.
Okay, so you beat them by almost 3 degrees of success. So you're able to dodge and whip and weave and go around all of them. And because of this, none of them you've given such a big bonus to your ability to stay out of their firing range that none of them are going to be able to land a significant shot on you for the next round. And as they got closer, you saw there were about 15 of them, and 5 of them looked like they have collided into each other or just burnt out their engines trying to keep up with you. And they're just all amazed because there's these tiny things being outmaneuvered by this massive, massive battleship.
I did a lot of modifications. I mean, I got legs to do the modifications. I just said, hey, make this go faster.
It's what I do.
All right. And so now, they are trying to shoot at you and they're not getting through. And at this point, you see all of the gnats seem to break off from you and race back to the big ship. And you see that the big ship looks like it fires out a tow line of some kind to grab the tiny the one that you had disabled and pull it back in. And they are going to make a technology check to see if they can get their systems up and running to get away. They have to beat a 25. Let's see if they succeed.
Oh man. Oh shit.
Yeah, so they needed to beat a 25 to get away, and they got a 23. So they get everyone in the ship and they start trying to fire it up to get away, and you see they start opening a wormhole, and then the wormhole collapses in on itself as they start to run out of power, and they're currently just they're currently just adrift in space right now. And that is what they did with their entire turn. And the next person acting is Eden. Eden, what are you going to do?
Surrender.
Yeah. So I will open communication with their ship and say, are you ready to surrender?
You get, when you open the communications, you get an image of a masked individual. You don't see any defining features. You can't tell what species they are. There's a black backdrop. They're wearing a black and gray mask, and they have a very obvious voice changer, and they just say, "You will not stop the revolution. You will not stop the future. You will not stop us."
I think we already did. So, surrender?
Or beat us.
I'm not too good at intimidation, but... yeah. Can I make a persuasion check to have them?
Yeah, give me a persuasion check or a intimidation check right now.
Persuasion!
Okay.
29.
All right, let's see what they got.
Top negotiator Eden.
Right?
So you have effectively persuaded them and informed them that they have absolutely no chance of getting away. You have convinced them beyond a shadow of a doubt that they are not getting away. They are not fighting their way out.
Oh man, Eden, I gotta hear that speech. Do it.
So go for it. How you want to do it?
All your ships belong to us. All your ships belong.
What is she?
Very convincing.
All your ships belong to us. Fucking.
Someone in the chat said, "Your pirates demand booty."
Actually, I mean, we should
Yes.
see what loot they've got on this ship.
Yeah.
Well, they've got a hypertachyon generator. They've got some good loot.
And there's probably, I was gonna say, like, there's probably something good on here.
Yeah, so you'll turn over all your goods to us. You will vacate your ship in one of your smaller ships and vacate the area, leaving your ship behind.
At which point,
If you want to
I
live.
would also like to add an additional term to our surrender deal.
Go ahead.
You must leave all of your information
Oh, yeah.
in your systems.
at this point, the person looks, and you can tell they're very forlorn and heartbroken as you've persuaded them that they have absolutely no hope of escaping, and they tell you, "I can't agree to those terms, but I have no hope of escape. There's only one option left."
Oh, damn.
And then the communication cuts.
Oh, I gotta get in their
I think-
systems real
get us
quickly
back.
here.
Get
Quickly.
away!
Oh,
Oh man. Do
what
it
are they
all call.
doing?
Get the other ships out of here too.
We need to get the hell out of here. They're detonate their vessel. If there's a hypertachyon generator in there, it's gonna make a mess of everything. We can't save the space station.
I'll send out communication to the Elegant Goose. Get your ships out of here now.
The Elegant Goose informs you that they're still having some trouble with their engines. They're trying their best, but they need like a tow. They need something. Like they're trying to fire up.
Can we do that?
Doctor, do we have a tow line?
Engineering.
We
can
we have to have some way of getting them out of here.
Tractor beam! Tractor beam!
Can I finesse some
Yeah. So there are. You do have some ways to tow things, but the Elegant Goose is not a very elegant vessel. It has a lot of weird oblong parts that make it hard to tow properly.
false advertising?
And so as you're trying to get things hooked up and straight away, I'm going to need SPAC to give me a vehicles check in order to be able to try to successfully pull it by yourself, unless you know anyone else you can call to come and help you pull this.
We do know somebody.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna have to rewire the entire communications.
Do it!
It's unfortunately she is our only choice.
Ring ring, Onion Queen! You're our only help!
Oh, well, I think I heard the call.
Yeah, because
You
I rolled
see-
super low.
You hear a call come through, and she says, "Oh, well, I happen to have been in the neighborhood. I heard that there were some lesbians in need of support."
Indeed.
I'll
And
do
so-
whatever you
Yes,
want me to
we
do.
are very much in need of support, or this lesbian is anyway.
At which point you see a large battleship drop out of warp right next to you. It is shaped like a massive onion with the turned on its side, with where the stem comes out is where the engines are, and it drops a huge tow line
God.
and says, "Well, my ship happens to be properly equipped for towing anything and everything and completing every job we take, so we'll be glad to help." a tow line drops out the back and attaches onto the harness, connecting to.
Oh my gosh. Oh, press
Push
the
the
top.
top.
Connecting to the elegant goose. Sorry, I will get that one of these days.
You got it.
Yes.
I believe in you, Ori. You can do it.
Oh my god.
And so, your communication opens with the elegant goose, and she says, "Did you just call? Did you just call the Onion Queen?"
We had to.
Unfortunately, we had no other choice. It was either that or let you, well, be caught in the self-destruct radius of these ships.
At which point, as you look, the Onion Queen shoots out its tow line to connect to the harness, helping all three of your ships go and get away.
Could I actually, instead of trying to tow onto the elegant goose, could I try to pull away the smaller vessel for, at least to get it unhooked from the main vessel to, maybe there's some information that the doc can glean from it.
So you want to try to...
Could,
Very good thinking.
Gauza could shoot the tow line they're using. So
Sure.
They're disconnected from the vessel.
Okay, so give me a vehicle check with Gauza as he's firing. So Gauza, give me a roll to see if he can shoot that tow line, and then I'm going to need a vehicle check from SPAC in order to catch it.
Okay.
What if he'll take a moment to aim, so he gets the improved aim bonus.
All right.
16 again, plus the improved aim bonus.
Nice.
And SPAC got a 24.
Okay, so... Oh, wow, I just realized what you rolled with you'd done this solo. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like, please, for the love of God, call that woman.
All right. So, Gauza is able to shoot out the tow line and damage their tow line. SPAC's able to swoop in, get your tow line hooked on, and pull away with the vehicle that you disabled that they were trying to pull into their ship. And you see their ship is pulsing and pulsing and pulsing, that it's getting ready to explode. You see, Dr. Whitaker can read the energy reading is rising, and it's unlike anything he's ever seen before. And you see people trying to evacuate as quick as they can from the space station. And you see the Onion Queen ship, the Vegetable Garden, fire up its engines, and you just take off, shooting away as a huge fireball explodes, engulfing the space station, and it starts to ignite the gas giant, and the gas giant begins to burn, letting off all kinds of radiation and energy, and there's meteorites flying everywhere like projectiles. So at this point in time, I'm going to ask SPAC to give me a vehicle check, and everybody else is going to have to give me a dodge save in order to see SPAC's vehicle check is going to be to try to dodge all of these projectiles flying, and everybody else's dodge check is going to see how well they hang on.
No, man.
Oh dear.
This is dodge.
Nope.
Where's dodge at?
I got a
Come on.
7 for my
Fuck.
dodge.
Yeah,
Oh,
Gauza
God.
is the boss. That was Gauza's roll. And Gauza.
Nice.
No.
All right, now Dr. Whitaker. I expect him to fail.
Do we have any hero points available?
We start every game session with 8.
Everybody starts with 1.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And so, SPAC, I don't
Cool.
think you've used one yet.
I have not.
You should use one. You
I
should
would
use
really
one
like-
now because
I would
that's a
really
crit
like
fail.
to use one now.
Yes, SPAC, that is a crit fail. Please do not crit fail on saving the ship from the debris.
I know. Okay. Okay.
Hells yes.
Woo.
Okay, all right. I switched over to the screen. I was like,
That's
not
much
like
better.
this. Not like this. Not on the first episode.
I know.
Not on the first episode.
Oh shit.
Well, good
right.
episode, guys. It's been a great time.
All right.
That was a great, yeah.
Woo, what a
Great
game.
game, y'all. That was fun. What a campaign.
Yes, so Spack is able to move to successfully dodge. You had to beat a 30. You got a 32. Okay. And is able to successfully dodge all of the debris and keep the ship from going through harm, but the ship has to move extremely erratically, flying left and right and up and down. And
I've got that like extra weight going, so it's like it's throwing me off. Like, I have to like recalibrate, and I'm not like an intelligent person, so like recalibrating is by feeling, not by math.
Yes, and everyone who got below a 5 on their dodge result, no, sorry, not 5, below a 10 on their dodge result is knocked unconscious from everything.
Oh, great.
Because they're just getting thrown around because you are moving super fast while towing another object while dodging essentially an entire gas giant and other debris flying at you.
Sorry,
I'm unconscious.
It was
I should have worn my seatbelt.
I should have sorry, I didn't have 5 seconds to spare to tell people to get to their seats. Sorry, guys.
I would like to spend Dr. Whitaker's hero point so I can re-roll my 5.
Go for it.
Is it dodge, right?
Yep.
Please get better. Never mind.
No. This is better because when you roll a hero
This
point,
is so much better.
if you roll less than 10, you add 10. So you
a
rolled
13.
wait,
13.
You roll 1d.
You rolled a 3.
Oh, you rolled a 3. Okay, you rolled a 3, so it becomes a 13. So yes, yeah, you got a 13.
Good. Because right now I don't want to be unconscious, so that my team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Wait, no one else is trying.
Okay, I'm gonna re-roll.
I will go and take the hero. Use my hero point.
You know what? Okay, I'm gonna use my hero point too.
All right.
Yeah.
So in the future,
There you
we
go.
want to do hero points before I.
But there we go. This is much better.
Okay. All right.
13.
Nice, Mac.
What was the in the future thing, Ori? Sorry, what was that?
I said in the future, you guys want to use the hero points before I state the outcome of the rolls. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
Can do.
Yes, but in this instance, because this is literally our first time, and this was quite the mess.
A little bit of a mess.
We needed to be heroes in this one moment. That's all. No.
Yeah, exactly. And the reation I said it.
Hero means not getting knocked unconscious.
That gets us out, rattles everyone unconscious. It's just like, oh, okay.
So I want to say it
Looks
now.
back over their shoulder like, what happened, everybody?
So what did Dr. Whitaker wanted to say something?
Since everybody's doing evasive maneuvers and talking, Whitaker got access to the space station's files. I'm going to go ahead and log my personal computer in, my laptop, Whitaker. I'm going to lag Gauza in, and I'm going to lag my room's computer in from a distance so that we can all start downloading all the space station's data before we leave, since I have admin access. That's what he's doing because that's pay data. We still need to get paid.
That's fair. So give me a technology check, and if you can get at least a 25, you get more than half of it. If you break 30, you get all of it.
Please don't fail me.
Oh.
So you have recovered all of it. You have gotten every bit of the data from their computer system. You have managed to back up everything because you have this multi-thing network going as everyone's trying to escape and get away. You get everything, even the extraneous data. You get every single bit of data on every experiment they've ever done, the comings, goings, security passwords, who used the bathroom when, who's up for promotion.
Next of kin.
Okay. That's what I want to do. Unless you say I have enough time, I did kind of want to try to jump into the alien spaceship and try to hack that.
We can do that later. It's fine. We've got the little one.
Okay, cool. That was it.
Yep, so that's what you managed to do on that one, and you guys have managed to get away, and the Onion Queen comes over the intercom and says, "Oh, dear me. Well, I'm so glad that you called me for help. Like I always said, us lesbians have to stick together. Truth and love to save the galaxy."
You are very right about that.
Yep.
What? Sure, that's fine. Whatever. Great. Excellent.
And so she leans into the screen. She says, "So where's my favorite robotic lesbian? Where is Echo?"
And I will come up in front of the console, and I will say, I am here.
Yes. So what you see is this very tall, big woman, very muscular, and she looks like, I guess, like you would describe her like a orc in like D&D perspective. She's big, she's
Oh, no.
muscular with tusks, and very hairy, and she is just wearing flamboyantly pink unitard.
I love her so much.
Yes. And I think someone just beat the raid boss.
What?
Oh, snap.
Awesome.
Yes.
Cole, you did it. You get to
yes.
assign a hero point to one of us.
Or a complication.
Or
Oh,
complication.
man. Thanks,
No,
Cole.
no, just a hero point.
Oh, no, please, just a hero point.
No,
We don't
just
need any
kidding.
more complications at this point.
All right, so Cole, let us know what you want, and I'll see what I can do about it. But so I just, because I have the stream open on another page, so I can keep up with what's happening. She says to you, "Well, I'm so glad that you're okay, my favorite robotic flower. I love plants of all kinds."
Wow.
Flower?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
girl.
Dr.
Flowers-
Whitaker's making some sick.
I don't really see myself as very floral, but I do appreciate the sentiment, I suppose.
Well, all lesbians are flowers of different kinds. It's just a question of whether they've got thorns or whether they're poisonous. Or whether they're full of good things.
Oh, dear.
What?
And there's a hero point going to Mac
All
from
right.
From Cole.
Thanks, Cole. You're the best.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Yes. So, now that you guys are out of combat, so we're not going through turn action right now. And the Onion Queen is currently opening communications to talk to the Elegant Goose, and you guys are reviewing what you know of the Onion Queen. She is the head of a small pirate crew that takes all the contracts no one else wants to take, and she has a reputation for taking these tiny, low-paying contracts on the black market and succeeding and fulfilling every single contract above and beyond that she receives, but is kind of a bit of a laughingstock because of her eccentricities and her claim that the patriarchy destroys existence and that lesbians will and should rule the universe. So what do you guys want to do now?
I am thrilled right now. I was like, did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see? And it's like, we got it. We got the little one. This is awesome. You guys, we did it. We did it. We did it.
We did, in fact, do it.
We did it.
We couldn't
did
have
it.
done it without your very impressive piloting maneuvers.
I agree.
It's like
We're
lesbians,
very
whatever.
glad to have someone
My ship,
as skilled as you on our team.
my ship is alive. Everyone else is alive. At least the bridge crew is alive.
And at this point, the old man captain is stands up from his chair, and because you all had forgotten he was there because he was quiet and let you do your jobs like a good leader. He gets up, he strikes a pose, and he lifts up his flask, and he says in this epic and as heroic speech as he can get, to the best crew in all of the 7 galaxies and beyond. Hear, hear.
Here, here.
Here.
And best pilot to ever sit behind the helm of a spaceship.
That is correct.
And at which point he turns and he walks proudly off of the bridge. And you see, as the door closes, he leans against the wall and starts crying.
Is he
Fair
okay?
enough. He's probably fine.
One of us should check on him.
I'll go.
All right. Wait, we should give him a tattoo.
I've got a needle gun in the med bay if we just get him in there.
Actually, I think I've got something.
No.
I think I got my multi-tool can suffice.
I can make up some organic inks that will definitely
Don't give him a tattoo.
Who are we tattooing?
You left the room.
We're not
You're both part of this
tattooing
conversation.
anyone.
Apparently, we're not tattooing anyone. Don't worry about
Oh, come on, Echo. Where's your sense of adventure?
Not when they're barely conscious and
What is it?
incredibly intoxicated.
What's a tattoo?
It's a bit of ink underneath the skin.
What's ink?
It's like a brand.
Okay. Branding. I get this.
Is the captain okay?
Was the captain ever okay?
Oh, you're push to talk.
That's a very good question.
All right, so Eden left to go check on the captain, right?
Yes.
The captain is currently leaning against the wall. He says, it was just a little bit scary for my heart. I was a little bit nervous. We weren't going to make it there. That was one of the closest calls we've been in. We've done a lot of things, but detonating a gas giant's new. He says,
This is true.
He says to Eden, he says, can you help me walk? I'm a little bit shaky on my feet right now. Sticks his shaking hand out to you.
Yeah.
So you pull him up, and he puts his arm around your shoulder. He leans in, and he smells like breath mints. He smells like large quantities of like peppermint breath mints. And he says, Eden, can you take me to the observation deck, please? Please.
Of course.
So quickly.
Oh, Jesus,
So-
he's gonna die.
So you get him to the observation deck, right? And this is happening while everybody else is discussing about what's going on the bridge. So this is your special moment with the captain. And so you get out to the observation deck, and he points and he says, "There it is. There it is." Now, are you going to look at what he's pointing at, or are you just going to be like, "Why am I with this old man?"
I'll look.
All right. So give me a perception check.
16.
Okay, well, you had to beat a 15, so you're good. And so, as you see what he's pointing, you see there's a dot, a shining light that's coming really fast, streaking across the sky, and then it stops, and it slows down as it goes past, and you see this large triangular ship with what looks like a flailing tail behind it that's extremely long. And it is a sleek blue, and it seems just smooth, almost living metal, and it comes extremely close, like it's stopping to look at something. You're not sure if it's a ship or an organism, but it's about the size of your ship, and then in the blink of an eye, it accelerates faster than light speed without a warp gate. And it takes off into the depths of space. And the captain looks at you and he says, "I always love seeing that ship."
What was that?
That was the Leviathan. It's an ancient ship. I'm sure you've heard the stories. It's rare for someone to get to see it that close. They say that it wanders the stars, and anytime anything amazing happens, it comes by to stop and look. And then, as fast as it came, it leaves. There are legends More legends than there are stars in the sky. About all the things that can happen if you catch the Leviathan. I just wanted to see it because I knew blowing up a gas giant, that's something. It'd come by to say hi.
Oh my god.
I wonder if the other crew members were taking readings.
And
Sensors.
at this point, we're going to cut back to the bridge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you guys on the bridge, you're just discussing about what to do, who to give a tattoo, what to happen. All of a sudden, something starts blipping on the sensors. Dr. Whitaker, give me a technology.
This is the part where I roll terrible. I promise you. Let's see. No. Oh
Hey!
my god.
So
Hey.
you pick up a ship that is moving in regular space faster than light speed. Because normally a ship would have to enter warp space to move faster than light speed. But this is a ship in regular material space, giving off no unusual radiation signatures whatsoever. If anything, masking its signature, you would have missed it if you blinked. And if you weren't the Dr. Whitaker. And it seems like it appears. It comes dangerously close to your ship, and then as you start flailing to get as many readings as you can, because this defies all logic and science, it's gone in the blink of an eye. You've heard tales of this thing of the Leviathan. You don't have to take a check for this, because this is something that you've heard stories of. Each one of you have heard different stories. There are as many legends as there are species in existence, even more, about this mysterious ship.
Oh, B, that was, I'll turn to look at everybody else. That was a moment. We just got
That's,
visited.
Indeed.
That's the Leviathan.
Correct.
We're gonna be famous.
That thing, it moved like I do.
This is incredible.
How can a ship move this fast?
No, not yet anyways.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mystery beyond most, if not all, really.
So,
It's a shame Eden wasn't here to see it. She probably missed the thing. Good thing I recorded it.
We'll have to tell her.
Yep, she always misses the good stuff.
all right, so after that happens, right, and the Leviathan shoots off, what are you guys going to do? Are you going to keep trying to, like, go over the data you got from the Leviathan? Are you going to explore the ship that you captured? Are you going to open more communication with the other ships that you escaped with? What is your next course of action?
I say we investigate the ship.
Yeah. I mean,
Which ship? There are multiple ships.
Oh, right.
the one that we were able
Small
to.
capture
The
ship.
tiny ship.
Yeah, the smaller vessel. I mean, I can keep up with the other ones if you all want to take care of that.
We still getting paid, aren't we? We did what we were supposed to do.
You see that ship over there? That's our payment. As I point to the one that we were able to steal.
And I'm putting data slates into Gauza this time. That's terrible. That's all we got away with.
Well, it might be worth a little something in there.
Yep.
You know, you didn't actually take yourself off of share screen.
Damn it.
So everyone saw you attempt to successfully back up all the data from the space station.
He's smart, but he's excitable.
Yes.
I'm going to turn off share screen now.
All right, so you turn off share screen, and down on the observation deck, after
But, this is probably a bad time, Dr. Whitaker. I wanted to check through that data with you.
I'll make it accessible to everybody on the ship, except for those people who are below the bridge level of security. And Walter, the janitor, does not need to have access to it.
There ain't nothing wrong with Walter. He's pretty sharp.
Excuse me, I rather like Walter.
I'm just saying I don't think the janitor should have access to light technology yet.
At this point, the back door of the bridge, the bridge opens, and you see a tall man walk in with a gourd strapped to his back and a mop in his hand, and he says, "Did somebody say something about a janitor? Something need to get cleaned up? Someone soiled themselves on the floor? I'm here to clean up."
Yeah, around Dr. Whitaker, he can't control his bowels.
Okay, it's all right, good doctor. Stuff happens all the time. Don't worry. He puts his hand up, and then he waves his hand, and then you see water come pouring out of the gourd, and then soak his mop, and then shoot out from his mop directly underneath your chair. And then he comes up with the mop and begins swirling it, getting all of the stuff off the ground underneath you.
I'm just watching in disgust. This blue-collar individual cleaning a...
That was great. I love it. Thanks, Walter. You're the best.
It
Walter
happens
says-
all the time.
Walter says, "I try my best, ma'am. It is an honor to be a part of this esteemed crew of transportation professionals."
Well, thank you very much for performing an important service on this ship.
Oh, it's no problem. Also, you should know that earlier when we were
Just
going
doesn't
through some
stop
really
talking.
weird stuff, like stuff was happening, and one of the couplers that runs the power from the generator started going haywire. I just smacked it with my mop,
Oh my
and then
God.
it stopped going bad.
Hey, Walter, have you ever seen anything like this? And I'm going to pull up the information that was like... just like
People have any...
Which information?
I don't know. I feel like someone of your...
Caliber.
What do you call it? Eloquence? That's the word, right?
What
Right?
information you got for me? What are you putting on the screen in front of him?
So I'm putting up the information that we got.
Research on the hard light.
Yeah, the research on the hard light.
He looks at it, he says, "That's a lot of cornbread."
That's good to know, Walter. I'm sure there's some places the best to clean up.
He looks at it, he says, "It looks like they're trying to do with light what I do with water. That's cool."
Wait, you can turn water into cornbread?
Water is a
would I
key
know?
component in cornbread, yes.
He says, "No, I can do this." And then he waves his hand, and the water comes out of the gourd, and then he turns it into an ice sword that's giving off cold air and makes the entire room cold. Then he breaks it apart, and then it turns into a fire sword of just hot water that's filling the room with entire steam. He breaks it apart again.
This is why I don't invite Walter to the bridge.
And then he closes his hand, and then it's a massive gauntlet with 6 gems in it that's giving off some kind of weird radiation, and all of the Geiger counters start going off, and safety
Walter,
alarms
Oh,
start going off.
Walter, please don't do that.
You're really...
He says, and then the water falls down, and he starts mopping it up. He says, "Yeah, I can make anything out of water."
Fair enough.
So
That
you're...
is interesting. And potentially very dangerous. Try to be careful about how often you do that.
All we needed was Walter.
"Yeah, I do stuff. I can make anything out of water. I just gotta know how it works. Actually, no. I just gotta know what it looks like. I don't gotta know how it works. If it looks cool, it works cool."
So you could make
That's
another ship out of
intriguing.
water?
I can make a what out of water?
A ship?
No, you can't do that, Walter, because I gotta fly it.
Well, that would be a lot of water, and why would I make a ship out of water? We already got a ship.
This is true. I'm just a curiosity.
Oh my
Says, okay, well, if you excuse me, my water sense is telling me that someone wet themselves 3 floors down.
This is
At this point, I like walk back onto the bridge.
He walks past you, and Walter, he looks human. He looks completely human. And he stops, he looks at you, he says, oh, miss, you're a human. And you kind of get a little bit exasperated because he does this every time he walks past you. Because he's an old man. No one knows how old he is. He's been on the ship longer than anyone except the captain.
We're pretty sure that he came with the ship.
You're right, Walter. I am human.
And they were a package deal.
Yeah.
He says, oh, you remind me of people I used to know. I used to work for a school a long time ago. And then he turns and keeps walking.
Guys,
Walter?
did you see Leviathan?
Yeah,
Yes!
we totally saw Leviathan.
Did you see the Leviathan?
We did. The captain. We went up to the observation deck. It was amazing.
That's good. We were so worried that you didn't see it.
Did you
I
guys?
took pictures.
You took pictures? Did you get any more like sensor information off of it? I need
Maybe.
it.
I haven't really looked at the sensor information. We were invaded by something that I'm not going to mention.
Dr. Whitaker, you're going to have to tell me if you got sensor information on the Leviathan. If you did, I will be very curious to see it.
I need it.
All right, let me check. Pop, 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 button, push. And he's saying that, by the way, and not just me. He's pop, 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 button. I'm not checking. I'm just do.
I don't know why he does that.
It's a strange habit of his.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Sorry for the... I don't know if you guys can hear the clicking noise. I'm still getting used to this push to talk thing. All right, so he's going through saying pop, 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 and showing you guys the data that he's gotten, and you're like just trying to study this and pick all of this apart, and you get communication from the Elegant Goose over this time that's telling you that unfortunately no one's getting the rest of their payment because the people who hired you were all on the space station and they're all dead.
I'm sure we can make something out of the ship.
But unlike the Elegant Goose, because of your captain not prying for questions, your captain managed to get half the payment before the job started. So you're not exactly walking away empty-handed.
I got half to pay a
yay.
ship. I mean,
But
Not
Dr.
the
Whitaker
best
strikes
idea.
again. Oh, go
not
ahead.
most ideal, but it's something.
Yes.
It's better than it could have been.
And
It's
you
better
all
than
made it
getting
out
no
alive.
payment at all.
And you made it out. You managed to save the Elegant Goose. You made great strides in research and established yourself as an independent mercenary / research vessel that does your own thing.
And we have a new little ship.
Yes, you have a new little ship, and we will explore more of what you found on that ship next time, because
Push to talk.
whoops, sorry. Still getting the hang of this push to talk thing. I'll figure this out one day. It is, I believe, unless I'm, correct me if I'm wrong, Opti, but I believe this is our end time.
Yep.
All right. So I want to thank everyone for staying out tonight with us and going on this wonderful adventure, meeting these exciting characters. It is as much a blast for me to play these characters as I hope it is for you to watch these characters. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of our players who has played and done great things. Thank you, Zeph. Thank you, Max. Thank you, Cassie. Thank you, Sarah. And thank you, Mac. And also, huge thank you and a huge bow to Opti for producing this show, for running tech, for making this happen, and for recruiting all of us to make the Optiverse a thing. And thank you for the opportunity to do this and do more of this. Look forward to the next episode in 2 weeks. We will be having even more high-flying excitement. I hope we didn't lose too many of you when it got super science-y. Let us know what you guys thought about it. I know we kind of played hard and fast with a bunch of science rules, and I am hoping for even more high-flying adventure and excitement in the next time. Thank you guys for showing up for tonight's episode of the Cosmic Corsairs. Have a wonderful night, and remember, stay amazing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh. Is going to be at Gen Con this week. Myself and Max and
me
Opti and Mac are all going to be there. So if you want to hang out with the Cosmic Corsairs, then this is your opportunity to.
Heck yeah.
You
Super
should.
sad
We're
I couldn't
tons of
go.
fun.
Yes, I really wish I could be there with you guys, but sending all my best wishes to all of you guys there.
Thanks.
Yay!